You talk a lot about tech, and I think you mentioned as well when you were working with Connectos, you had like an algorithm to match people with their events and stuff.
Yeah.
How have you gone about, I guess, funding all of this? Because it seems like I obviously have no understanding of it, but it seems like it's very expensive, if not in terms of financial expense. It's a big time expense, surely. So how have you gone like sourcing funds, especially yourself as an international student with visa constraints?
Yeah. One word, it's really hard, but I was fortunate to be in a great ecosystem of. I'm in the Warwick University, and Warwick University has this department called Warwick Enterprise, and they're really nice. They support a lot of early stage, idea generation. So very early on, I got rejected first from the fund that I applied for, and then I revisited that fund and I kind of got selected again. What that gave me was £1,000 to play around with the idea of Connect Us. And I guess, I realized fairly early on that I'm not someone who's going to sit and code. And I know that there's a huge debate around whether you need to learn how to code as an entrepreneur, but I know that my skills are in talking to people, in networking. I'm a business development, vision, mission. And so, it's more on the business side rather than the technical side. And I realized that fairly early on. So, I kind of went to literally every single, open mic night and every event, and I kind of found my, so to say at the time, technical, the CTO, the Chief Technology Officer, and he built out the primary algorithm. And then once we got the £1,000, we kind of outsourced the development to someone in India. We built that platform from there. Similarly, with the Human Entrepreneur, we got funding because, the big constraint right now is the fact that I'm on a student visa, as you correctly pointed out. And as a result of that, we can't raise money or transact because we can't set up a company, but all we can do is rely on like student funds to finance our thing. So, literally going out and seeing which are the student funds available, can we actually get them, writing out applications, dividing the work amongst the team, and, literally everyone on it. We've been able to raise pretty decent money to kind of bootstrap this whole the MVP. So, when I say bootstrap, as in it's not really exact technically bootstrapping, but yeah, we've raised enough money to get an MVP out there, and hopefully, can test the market through that. And you'll be surprised, there are many funds out there that kind of want to give help to students. Again, not many of us would probably know about it, and we feel like there isn't money and that we have to give out equity. But many of the times institutions, other kind of third-party departments within, institutions can, I guess, not third-party, but I guess, there's like, you have your university departments, and then you have external companies that kind of give you the money if they see some potential in you. I guess it's just, they want to give back. They want to obviously help their students if you're part of, like, say, for example, Warwick Enterprise. And there's a lot out there. So, if anyone wants to raise money without giving equity, or is in my position, which is the fact that you're in an international visa but want to try out and, you have a burning desire to set up want to try out something and build something and, impact the lives of people, there is a lot that can be done without raising finance in the conventional sense of giving equity and setting up a company. You can run your entire thing as a project, test out the idea, and then go and apply for maybe a visa, for an entrepreneurial visa, and, you have so much that you can tell them to say that, hey, I've done this, and this. My plans are this and this. And, I guess the chances then of you getting that visa also kind of become a little stronger, because obviously then you've shown that you've put in the work and you've done the work. So don't let the financing and the fact that you can't set up a company stop you from testing the idea, because because you can't set up a company and stuff, it's a great idea to keep testing and iterating and seeing what works, what doesn't, because then once you have the ability to create that you're fairly knowledgeable of what is happening and where you want to take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. I completely agree with you. I think financing is something that's super important, and I think there's not actually enough resources out there. That now that you mention it, it would be great if either of us or even the pair of us together made an actual resource of an actual list of all these institutions and all these funds that are accessible to students. Because even myself, while I don't need thousands of pounds to start podcasting, for example, it's always good to know, I guess, that there's money there should you need it, should you plan on expanding, should you want to hire staff, and just having a go-to place of all the resources you can potentially get. That's something that we need. And I imagine you probably have it within your community anyway, but it comes down to what the theme of this podcast so far, this interview so far, is about just knowing things, having that community, having that access, having that knowledge that support is there if you need it, people are there if you need it, money's there if you need it. And once you have that support network, I guess it's so easy to, not necessarily to succeed, because you can still fail with everything, but it just means you're less likely to drop out, and it means you're much more likely to take that second step and just see how things go. And, hopefully, in the long run, we're all going to have some degree of success in our, in our little projects and side hustles and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, we do have resources within our community for opportunities like funding, etc. So if anyone's interested, it's right now we don't, there's literally no charge to join the community, just that we have an application process. And yeah, there's a form. Once you fill out the form, we kind of go through it, and if you're selected, you're in, and you can access all our resources. So yeah, we have weekly webinars, monthly networking events, sharing circles of different kinds. So yeah, we kind of produce our own content as well every week. You get access to our live recordings at the Human Entrepreneur Podcast. We bring on a lot of other guests to chat as well. Yeah, it's a very, very active and vibrant space. There's always something happening.